Coming up next is DC News number 75, and we've got stories on Justice Society number 50. It's going to be a big, big special. We've also got stories on the end of Justice League Generation Lost, the end of Brightest Day, what's going to transpire from those two series ending. Also, Ivan Reis and Joe Prado have got an upcoming series, Flashpoint News, and a new member of the Red Lantern Corps. All that and more coming up in 60. Here at Alternate Reality, we have a first day sale, and in that first day sale, I picked 7 books, and I mark them at 40% off on the day they first come out. That's right, New Comic Day. And those Magnificent 7 are made up of 4 comics and 3 trade paperbacks. Now, that's every week here at the store, so be sure to stop down and save 40% off 7 of the hottest new titles that are going to ship this week.
News from the DC Universe. It's Comic Book Man and Bo, and they're from another universe.
Honestly, I don't know how you thought a pair of glasses would keep people from recognizing me. It's kind of ridiculous.
Don't get me started.
DC News, episode 75, Shark Daycare.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video house. It's time for
DC News.
Is it DC News?
It's DC News.
It's News 75.
They know what they're talking about.
Yeah, sort of.
And
If you
DC
stop hitting us, we know a lot more.
And DC News is coming to you from Alternate Reality. It's located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, all new comics 15% off every day for everyone. And with DC News, I'm being joined by...
This is Bo.
And
good old.
A punch in the chest is how we
JR.
say
Yeah,
it.
I got a little brain damage from
This
getting
is
put in
JR.
the chest.
Yeah,
Say
that's
hello.
it. Yeah,
Grandma
we're
Beaver.
shell-shocked.
And of course, I'm Comic Book Man, like I said. And our first story up is Justice Society number 50. This book right here.
That one?
Oh, this.
Well, not
Oh,
that
that's
one.
nice.
That's not 50.
Well, this is 48.
That's
But
48. We're
okay,
getting to 50.
yeah,
We're working our
okay,
way
here.
towards 50.
Take that and that. Okay, that book right there.
Justice Society 50 will be
Yes.
46 pages.
46!
Wow.
10 of which will be drawn by George Perez, and
Wow.
all 46 were written by Mark Guggenheim.
Wow!
Should it be 50 pages?
Well, you'd think it would be 50
Yeah.
pages. But then again, you've got that Action Comics 900, which is like 150
That
pages.
should be
so-
900 pages.
So I don't know. But anyway, Guggenheim's second arc on the book is going to be called The Secret History of Monument Point, and he hints to the secret of the
Where's
city.
Monument Point?
It's where the Justice Society lives.
Oh,
Don't you
the city,
read
the city,
damn
the
comics?
city, the city.
Okay, the secret's underneath the city. You sell them, you should at least look at them while people are paying them.
Who do you think does week in review around here?
Yeah.
Genius?
Me, apparently.
He knows what the back of them look
Excuse
like.
me, I do the shipping. You're supposed to put together the shop talk part.
Oh, now you
Anyway.
two stop your fighting.
Yeah, okay, it's more than that.
Mom likes you better!
She does, you know.
Okay, Dick Smothers.
No, yeah, well, okay.
Want to see a yo-yo trick?
Yeah.
Yo-yos suck. Okay,
Anyway,
we're done with
JSA.
it. We're done with that
Oh,
story.
okay.
Still
moved
making
on.
condition.
The story is it's not 50
still
pages.
And it's still in mint condition because all new comics down here at Alternate Reality are always.
That's no longer mint.
Now it's 16% off.
Next story up. Justice League Generation Lost is rocketing to its tear-stained conclusion.
26 is coming up. That
And
issue
it's
will
26
be,
pages long.
It'll be 38.
That makes
Oh,
no
this
sense to me
doesn't
at
make
all.
no sense at all. Yeah.
26 will be 38 pages. Now, the ending will make Maxwell Lord into a major DC Universe villain, and there's a rumor that
Yeah.
Judd Winick will be doing a Justice League Limited
He
series.
was already
No. This is so everyone.
a major.
No. This is
More major than he
This
was
is in
before.
places other than this 26 issue limited series.
But he was before, and then he came back from the
Yeah,
dead
but, you
for
know,
this
well, I'm
series.
assuming he'll probably end up with a costume on because you
Oh,
can't
that'll
really
be
take him
stupid.
seriously
Oh, that's gonna
if
be
he's just
great.
wearing a suit. He's gonna put.
Why Luthor manages with a
So
suit?
Luthor's bald.
Kingpin manages with a
Well,
suit.
he's fat.
Why does he
That's
need
not
a
all
suit?
fat, most- because suits
How often do you see Norman Osborn in the Green
because
Goblin outfit?
the suit makes the man. Anyway,
What
Justice
the hell
League.
is this turned into?
It was becoming an episode of Mad Men, apparently. So anyway, Judd Winick may be doing a Justice League Unlimited series when it's all said and done. Now, they asked Winick about that, and he went, I can't comment. I can't really say, oh, look at that. Oh, which means, yeah, he's doing it.
Did he actually say that? Oh, look at that. Oh.
Yes, he did.
Oh, look at that.
He said, hey, look over here, twinkly thing, twinkly thing.
Finishing up when Justice League Generation Lost finishes up will also be Brightest Day. Brightest Day is going to be wrapping up at exactly the same time.
That we will find the reasons and the mechanics of the return will be made very clear before the series is over with. The person who ends up with the White Lantern at the end of this is not Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing!
It's not Swamp Thing.
The Swamp Thing was started by another comic book store. A man I talked with at the retailer conference made a huge big deal about this. It was picked up on Bleeding Cool. And he made a big deal about inside the tree in Star City. That tree's going to split wide open, and Swamp Thing's going to come walking out into the DC universe from the Vertigo universe, and he's going to wind up eventually being a member of the Justice League.
And
that was the big rumor that he started.
And the second day of the panel with C2E2, they made it quite clear it's not Swamp Thing.
Are you sure?
They were
Who's
yelling.
it not? Who's it not?
It's not Swamp Thing.
You know who
I think there's some people out there who still don't believe
Not.
you. You better say it again.
Well, if you don't believe me, it's nice if I can make you believe it. But
Sure
it's
you can.
not
Just say it
Swamp
louder.
Thing.
Just
You know
say
what
it
it's going
louder
to
than
be?
the camera.
It's going
Because
to be,
they're right there. You see, they're right here. They're on this side of the lens. So yell louder.
You know who the person is going to be? It's Snapper Carr.
I was thinking about it. You know who I'd really like it to be?
Who?
Swamp Thing.
Well, you're screwed.
What?
I don't think it's Swamp Thing.
Why not? It's a great
Oh, I
idea.
missed something.
And
about
by the
White
way,
Lantern. Is it
when-
going to be Swamp Thing?
No.
No?
Now, when Brightest Day is over with, Ivan
Yes.
Rice and Joe Prado do have projects lined up to work on, but
More
there's
stuff?
a rumor the two of them are going to be working on a Justice League book with a new writer.
With Swamp Thing.
Let's say some guy named Jeff Johns. That's
Judd
not gonna happen.
Winnick.
No, Jeff
You
Johns.
just did a thing about Judd Winnick.
No, we're
doing
talking about Jeff Johns, Justice League International, not Justice League.
Oh God, nobody's
No,
going to buy a
nobody
Justice
likes
League.
Justice
Nobody,
League International.
no, nobody.
Well,
you know,
anyway.
between those two series, Brightest Day sells double what Justice League Generation Lost sells.
People at the DC offices think it's cool.
Well, they should buy it then.
Is Swamp Thing going to be in it?
No, Swamp Thing will be returning in the DC universe.
As the
He's
White
not in
Lantern?
Vertigo.
As a White Lantern?
No, he's not wearing a white. Why would a Swamp Thing walk around
'Cause
with a
it'd be
lantern in the
sweet.
first place?
because okay,
Because of
Parliament
one
of
reason.
Trees and Life and all that stuff.
I
and
think
White
that the Swamp Thing. Remember we talked about the Brightest Day Aftermath thing, where you had the champion who's going to be named and someone who's going to be against the champion. I think the person who's going to be against the champion is going to be Swamp Thing.
Oh, okay.
I think.
So you will be Swamp Thing.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
After Brightest Day and after JSA Justice League Generation Lost, the big event that's coming up is, of course, Flashpoint.
Flashpoint.
Yeah, well, it's across the top.
Yeah, I know, but that's 9.
9.
Is 10 shipped?
I thought it was 12 the last
But
issue.
it's 10 shipped.
No, not yet.
There's 11.
I don't think. No. I don't
How about
think-
12?
No, well, they're
Well,
canceling
if
the
12
series with
didn't
12.
But-
If 11 didn't
if
ship,
you don't
12 certainly
ship-
did.
10, 11, and 12.
They're going to crank them all out like
You
bam,
can't
bam, bam.
start Flashpoint.
You watch when those things ship. It's going to be Flash is going to be a weekly book
So,
for
so
3 issues.
all the DC titles that ship in June, July, and August will reflect the new Flashpoint world.
Yes.
There'll be a sneak of Flashpoint in the free comic book day thing. So you got to get them 3 issues out once a week.
For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, just think Age of Apocalypse over at Marvel. It's going to be the same thing.
Yes, it's going to be. It's basically. They said the events of Flashpoint will set the tenor of the DC universe for the next year. If they ever get Flash 10, 11, and 12 out,
They will.
well, wait.
It'll be a weekly watch. It'll be a weekly book. It'll be a weekly
They'll
book.
be beaming it into our heads directly.
And the last story we've got involves the Red Lantern Corps.
It'll have a human permanent member.
Swamp Thing?
You know,
Swamp Thing!
No, Swamp Thing doesn't vomit.
Damn.
Swamp creatures don't vomit, so it can't
Sure
be
they
Swamp
do.
Thing. And he's not
They're made
human.
of vomit.
All they
He's
eat
not-
is White Castle.
Swamp Thing's not human.
Just did White Castle.
He's not human, so it will not be him. It'll
So
be.
why can't he eat vomit?
He's
Yeah.
not human.
Non-humans vomit. Your dog
No,
vomits.
no. The Green Lantern Corps will have one human permanent member.
Who is it?
Snapper car.
We don't know because it's going to be Snapper Carr. Because we already know that Peter Milligan's writing a Red Lantern book.
Yes.
We still don't know who's drawing the damn thing, and we don't know when the book is shipping.
Oh, I sure hope it's Doug Mankey who does the Flash book, which is like dragged it into the toilet. With
No. Doug Mankey. Isn't he doing Justice League? Doug Mankey's doing Justice League. Oh, no, he's doing Green Lantern. He's doing Green Lantern.
who's the artist on Flash?
That'd be Francis Manipal.
Manipal. I'm sorry,
taking
Francis
forever
Manipal.
to get
I'm sorry,
to the book.
Mankey. I'm sorry, Mankey. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Doug
to.
Mankey.
Francis
Manipal.
Manipal. He can drag it into the toilet.
It's pretty sad.
That's it. We're done. We're finished right here. We got no more DC news.
We're
but
all about it.
You can go to the store's website and check out all the DC news that this guy sends me that I post up. And where's the store's website at? JR.
I don't know, but the
Where's
person
the
that does
store's website?
is in Boston, so we'll ask her.
She's having
Boston.
She's having some
Boston.
clams chowder.
Boston.
www.maraltonatreality.com. We took down the picture of Bo and his Speedo, so now it's safe to go back.
So go to the store's website and check out all the DC news that this man sends me that I post up. And until next time, this is Swamp Thing
And this is the other Swamp
And
Thing.
this is Snapper Carr.
saying
Hasta luego.
bye.
I'm shooting this one right to the Smithsonian. The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.